Hey up, Rock God 2004, back with another video for you. And this is part 3 of my Hammer film collection. I haven't done a video for a while because I've not been well. I'm starting to feel a bit better now though. I did miss one out on the last video because I've mislaid it and I totally forgot about it. And it wasn't until somebody pointed it out to me and I thought, I do have that. I've looked for it. God knows where I've put it. But it was a vampire film that wasn't a Dracula film. And it's this one here. Countess Dracula. Great film. Really loved it. Again, not as good as the Dracula ones, but even so, such a great film. Really, really enjoyed it. So yes, I do own it. I just can't put my hands on it. So that's Countess Dracula. So the next batch I'm going to show you is the Studio Canal releases with the slipcovers. I'm not sure whether I've got them all. I think I have. If I don't, I've got most. If I'm missing any at all of the Studio Canal releases with the slipcovers, can somebody give me a shout and let me know? I did show a couple previously with slips that weren't Studio Canal, one of them being a Frankenstein created woman. It's a shame that Studio Canal couldn't get that, but then again, I've got that amazing American import version. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the slip-covered Studio Canal ones. I'll show you the ones to recap that I've already shown, just so I can show you all the slipcover ones together. So these are the ones you've already seen. There's 6 of them. And there was Dracula Prince of Darkness, which I showed obviously in the vampire bit with Dracula. And then there was also one of the standalone vampire ones, Lust for a Vampire. And there was another Dracula one, which was The Scars of Dracula, which I absolutely love. So underrated. And it seems to get a lot of hate, this one. I don't know why, because I love it. And the other ones were the absolutely brilliant, and I didn't expect it to be, Horror Frankenstein. And I was very, very pleasantly surprised with both of these. For me, the most interesting mummy films. Blood from the Mummy's Tomb and The Mummy's Shroud. Really enjoyed both of these. Like I said previously, with the mummy films, whether it be with Hammer or the old black and white Universal releases, for me, they always seem a little bit slow compared to like the Dracula and Frankenstein ones. So they've always been my least favourite of the monster films. But those two, I had a ball with. So these ones, I haven't shown yet. So this is the rest of the Studio Canal ones with the slips. Please remember, even if you have to go back through this and look at them all again, let me know if there's any I'm missing. The first one, I thought this was going to be rubbish. I was absolutely wrong because it was absolutely fantastic. Christopher Lee actually playing a goodie for once, and it's The Devil Rides Out. I've always been curious to watch this even before I started collecting the Hammer films because of that scene there. That one is it's that scene there when you see it. Oh, there it is on the back. You can see it because it was a pain. It was put me off a bit there. That is actually in Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast video. So I was always curious, like, what film is that from? Not realised it was a Hammer. So there you go. But The Devil Rides Out. What an excellent film. Really, really enjoyed it. Some more of those lovely colours on the discs again there. a very young and annoying Patrick Moore. He's actually not that annoying in this, but normally I don't really like the fella. Christopher Lee looks really young there. And this one was 1967. He looks younger there than he did in the first Dracula. So that's The Devil Rides Out. The next one. This one's one of my favourites. This is absolutely fantastic. Quite gory, this one. I don't remember it being this gory when I saw it on the telly as a kid. So I'm assuming this one must be uncut, even though it's only 15. But this is amazing. This is Ralph Bates at his finest. Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. I absolutely love this film. She's amazing in it. He is absolutely amazing in it. It's basically a gory Jekyll and Hyde, but this time, when he changes into Mr. Hyde, it's Sister Hyde, and say the brother and sister. It's very sort of Jack the Ripper-esque, which I think is another reason why I like this one. Another one with those really strange leaflets. So that is Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, which is one of my favourite ones that I've seen to date. I highly recommend that one. To be honest, I recommend most of these, but that one. This one was sent to me, subscriber mail as a gift, which I'm eternally grateful for. I haven't opened this one yet, and I haven't watched it yet, and I don't ever recall seeing this. And it's 1 million years BC with Raquel Welch. Bless her. So that's the slip. I can show you the cover, but I can't show you the discs yet because I haven't opened it. It's still sealed. I am looking forward to seeing that, but I'm playing catch up, and also with not being well, I haven't really had a chance to watch much. I've been watching a few films over the last few days though, so I am getting back into it again. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that one. Next one, again, because of the title of this, I thought it was going to be quite, I don't know, I thought it was going to be set in another, well, it probably is set in another country to be honest, but it's still got that that gothic feel that the Dracula ones have. And it's nothing to do with Dracula, but it is Christopher Lee. We've talked about this one on the live streams as well, and I know this is also one of Pete's favourite ones. But when I put this on, I thought, this is going to be so slow. Far from it. This was amazing. It's Rasputin, the Mad Monk. I had an absolute blast with this. What a cracking film. Again, I highly recommend this one. Far, far better than I expected it to be. And because these are like sort of all different colours, like the colour code them, don't they? The blue on this one is absolutely stunning. I love it. Look at that. Such a nice colour, that. And such a brilliant film. If you've not seen it, because I hadn't seen this one. And when I started collecting them, I kind of held back and avoided it a little bit because I didn't know what to expect. And then this day I just thought, oh, I've got the chance to get it cheap, so I'll get it. Wow, what a film. So that's Rasputin, the Mad Monk. This one I need to rewatch because my mindset now is, especially the later coloured Hammer horror films, this is my least favourite. This was the one I found the worst because I just found it just weird and messed up. But I've said that so many times before, and then on second watch, I've loved the film. But this is a strange, strange one. This is Paul Jones is in it out of Manfred Mann. Yeah, Do I Did He and all that lot. The lead singer, he's in it. and this one's called Demons of the Mind. I'd not heard of this until I started collecting them. I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't overly impressed. And this one's an 18. I can't remember why it was an 18, this one, but it's definitely not the greatest one. Like I said, I need to rewatch this one anyway. And that manky orange, that doesn't help either. These discs never stay upright, do they? I can't be bothered fighting with them, just in case anybody's got OCD. So that one was released in 1972. It does feel kind of psychedelic, if I remember rightly, as well. Maybe that's what I wasn't overfussed on. I don't know, but yeah. Demons of the Mind. When I watch it again, I'll give you an update and see if my mind's changed on that one. This one, I've never heard of this one either. This is like a sort of, this has got a sort of a Hitchcock feel to it, a bit like, what's that one I love? Frenzy. This one's got James Baldwin in and Rita Tushingham, who's phenomenal in this one. I really, really enjoyed this, but I didn't like the ending. I think it's because it didn't end how I wanted it to, and it kind of leaves it to your own imagination a bit. It's like one of them where you kind of know what's happening, but you've just got to fathom it out for yourself what's going on, because it doesn't show you straight on till morning. I thought I'd recognised him before, but when I seen him in the film, no, I haven't actually. Now this one says contains strong sex and violence, which I don't remember. Yes, I do. There's far worse out there now. It's not that bad, but obviously warranted an 18. That's a nice blue as well. But yeah, this is, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to put a downer on this. This one's really good. I just didn't like how it ended. I just thought it was a bit sad. Whoa, look at that. It's one of my favourite colours, that blue, you know. But yeah, if you like, which I think probably most of us do, to be fair, if you like your Hitchcock films, that's what this one reminded me of, like Frenzy type of thing, that type of stuff. So yeah, definitely worth checking out that one if you've never seen it. That's straight on till morning. The next one, this one blew me away. This is a great film, and I thought it was going to be rubbish. Again, it's Christopher Lee. This one was 1976, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that they said was the last ever Hammer horror film. And it's To the Devil a Daughter. Nastasia Kinski. I've never sort of looked at and thought, but she's actually really, really bonny in this one. She's really quite attractive. The hair, like something else, but there she is. How somebody as ugly as Klaus, her father, produced something like that, I will never know. Christopher Lee is just amazing, as he always is. I love Christopher Lee. This, I would have loved to have seen Peter Cushing in as well. But this has got Richard Widmark in, of all people. And it's also got Denholm Elliott in, who plays Kinski's father. Definitely worth getting this one. Definitely. You usually get the same art. Well, you don't usually. You always get the same artwork as what's on the slip. That's a nice colour as well, that one. I love the way they've done different colours for these. But that was one of the ones that I was a bit like Rasputin, really. I like Rasputin a bit better, I think. But that was one of the ones, again, where I was expecting to be not very good. And I was so gladly proven wrong. Absolutely loved it. Great film. It kind of reminded me a little bit of The Omen. It had that kind of feel to it. It's a great story and it's a great film. So that's To the Devil a Daughter. Well worth getting that one. this one is one of my favourites. In fact, the next two are two of my favourites. I didn't see this one when I was a kid, but my brother used to have some of the old Hammer comic magazines. I knew they were Hammer, but I didn't realise I used to read them when I was a kid. And I didn't realise, because I was only little, obviously, I didn't realise that like some of the stories or all of the stories were actually based on Hammer films. And I used to read this one quite often. And the image used to absolutely terrify me. And I used to think, ooh, imagine if that was a film. Then when I found out it was, I was like, I think on the back, if I remember rightly, on the back of the magazine, there was a full page advert, like taken from the UK quad poster of it. And I didn't see this one until sort of, it was, must have been within the last 10 to 12 years, somewhere, when I first seen it. And on first watch, I liked it, but I thought it was a bit disappointing. And then when I watch it again, oh man, absolutely loved it. And it's one of my favourite ones now. And it's The Reptile. That I always found was horrific. Yeah, I think it was the teeth. Michael Ripper. I love Michael Ripper. He's in so many of these. And he's never ever got like a main part. But it's just his presence, the way he acts, the way he talks. He's just such a pleasure to see in these films. No Christopher Lee or Peter Cushing in this one. But what a film. What a film. I absolutely love this film. Most people have probably seen this, but if you haven't, you need to see it. It's like a lime green colour. I wasn't sure whether it was yellow or green. And this one was released in 1965. And I personally think for a 1965 film, it is actually quite scary, especially if you're a kid watching it. I mean, it's a 15. So, I mean, for a film like this, a 15 is quite a high rating nowadays. But yeah, definitely, that was one of the... When I started collecting them, that was one of the first ones I hunted down. That was one of the ones I wanted to own. And I absolutely love this film. The Reptile. And this one, I got this... Again, I got... Some of these I've got second-hand, really, really cheap. Because when you consider you buy these new, they're sort of £15 each, £16, something like that. They're either 14 or 15.9 each. But I've got some of these for £6 and £7 with the slips. And this was one of them. I think I got this one for, was this 8 or 11? I can't remember. But I know it was that Frankenstein one, the Horror of Frankenstein. I think I paid £6.99 for it. Absolute bargain. So I've done pretty well. I haven't had to pay full price for them, but I got this one cheap. But because some of them you don't always get the slips with, they tend to go for more. I've seen this one go for about £20. And I got it for 11, so I was pretty lucky. Another one I've seen go for more, and I don't know why, because I have seen this in the shop, is the one I just showed you, To the Devil a Daughter. But this film is one of my favourites, and I didn't expect it to be, because this gets more bad reviews than enough. And I think it was actually John Mondo Chalovek, who a long time ago I watched a video before I even started collecting them, and he mentioned this film, and he said everybody doesn't like this, but it's one of my favourites. And the title put me off. And then when I watched it, wow, this one is kind of like The Wicker Man-ish. It's not like, it's more the feel of it now, People in the Village act. It's very reminiscent of it in parts for me. But the way that this has been remastered as well, like the clothing and the set, which was 1966, so it's looking old. But they've cleaned it up that well. It looks like it was filmed last week. This looks amazing. And this film is absolutely amazing. And this one's called The Witches. Just something about it. Don't know what it is. It was something so different. When the title started and this come on and you read the music and you thought, oh God, it's going to be all this voodoo stuff. And it isn't. So don't think it is, because it isn't. Right at the beginning of the titles, and maybe a little bit afterwards, I can't remember, but after that, it's set in this village. And Joan Fontaine is coming for a job. I think she's the new headmistress at this school. I've deliberately not told you anything about these because I think that you just need to get them and watch them. But that lass there, she goes to the school. She's obviously one of the older ones. And she hangs around with this lad and they get accused of doing things. But yeah. You've got to see this. This one's only a 12. But then again, souls never take sweets from a stranger. But yeah, this one does get mixed reviews. But for me, absolutely brilliant. I love it. Absolutely loved it. And it's one of those films as well, a bit like when I did my favourite top 20 films, and I mentioned the black and white Vincent Price film, The Bat. Used to watch that every night, and it was like a sort of a comfort thing as well. I could do exactly the same with this. It's such a good film. I personally can't rate this high enough, but a lot of people don't like it. So don't take my word as gospel. And if you are thinking of getting these films, but you don't want them all, you just want the good ones, try and watch this first before you buy it, just in case. But for me, I bought it without seeing it, and I'm so glad I got it. If you're a completist, you're going to get it anyway, but let me know if you've seen this, what you think of it in the comments, because I've actually heard more bad than good about this, but I can't praise it enough. That's The Witches. And the last one of the Studio Canal ones with slips, until I find some more or one more that I've dropped or put somewhere that I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure this is it. This is the only, you're going to know this is when I say this, this is the only zombie film that Hammer made, and apparently it was a massive influence on George A. Romero when he made, I'll go up there because that's where it is, Dawn of the Dead. The makeup in this for the zombies was absolutely horrific for me. There's something about the eyes and the face. There's one, oh. In fact, it's him on the front there. It's a little bit slow, but it's not too bad. Great film. It's not a patch on Dawn of the Dead, I'm sorry, but it's not. Even though it came out before. This one came out in 1965. So that predates Night of the Living Dead. Sorry, not Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead. This predates Night of the Living Dead by 3 years. And I still stick to my word anyway, even though it's Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead's the better film. But this is still really, really good. This is Plague of the Zombies. I hadn't seen this. That is one horrific looking morpho. And yes, he's in the film. And looks like that. There he is with his mouth closed. Look at that makeup. For saying it's 1965. I think the makeup is actually better than Dawn of the Dead, the colour one. Because it seems to be more detailed. But yeah, great film. Well worth watching. Odd one out. I hate these ones. This is, I don't know why this one's different, but it's that case. You usually get one there, but this is that one. Yeah, I'm not fond of them. Plague of the Zombies. I did actually buy that one new. I got that one from HMV in Middlesbrough. Full whack. Yeah. Bloody good film. Plague of the Zombies. So, I shall take those ones that I showed you previously, put them all together, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 16 of them. Is there any more than 16 Studio Canal releases with slipcovers of the Hammer films? So there's The Mummy's Shroud, Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, The Horror of Frankenstein, Dracula Prince of Darkness, Scars of Dracula, Lust for a Vampire, The Plague of the Zombies, The Witches, The Reptile, To the Devil a Daughter, Straight on Till Morning, Demons of the Mind, Rasputin the Mad Monk, 1 Million Years BC, Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, and The Devil Rides Out. And there they all are. What a beautiful sight, isn't it? Am I missing any that you know of? And I mean, don't be saying Countess Dracula, which I've already shown you, and don't be saying The Revenge of Frankenstein, the original Mummy, the original Dracula. I'm on about Studio Canal with the slipcovers only, not the others. If there's any more that I need, I shall track those down as I go along. They were the main ones I wanted to get out of the way. I think I've done it, but like I said, if I'm wrong, please let me know. I almost forgot, so I'll include it now because it is another Blu-ray. This one's years later, and I do have on my channel a separate video where I reviewed this one. But this is also that I've got on Blu-ray the TV series of The Hammer House of Horror. This was a cracking series. There's the back there. If you want to see this one in more detail, like I said, I have done a different video for this on its own where I've watched and reviewed. I'll leave a link to the video below if you fancy watching that one anyway. So that is the last Blu-ray. So yeah, there's one more part to go, and then that's the end of the Hammers for now. Thank you very much for watching, all two of you. I really do appreciate it. I've really enjoyed doing these so far anyway, so I'm looking forward to showing you the DVD one I've got, the box set. If you have subscribed, thank you so much indeed. I really, really do appreciate it. It does mean a lot. The channel has steadily grown, slowly but surely. I'm amazed. So yeah, part 4, the next one will be the last Hammer one, and then I will be moving on to other videos, different stuff. Thank you all very watching. What a bell end! Thank you all very much for watching. You all take care of yourselves and stay safe, and I shall see you very soon. Ta-ta.